Today's video, I wanted to share with you how I prepared for my first Camino. And trust me when I tell you that preparation is key. So if that's something you're interested in knowing, you're in the right place. So stay tuned. So this video may have a slightly different perspective than what you might be expecting when I say prepare for your Camino, because it's strictly related to things that are going to help to make you have a successful Camino so that you won't get any blisters, which I did a whole nother video on that. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll get notice of when I actually release that video. But it explains in detail how I walked 500 miles and did not get a single blister. So I give you every single tip that I used to ensure that I did not get a blister. But today I want to talk to you about the preparation before you go on your Camino, what you need to do. It's 3 words: practice, practice, practice. When I tell you, you have to practice with everything that is going to touch your body. So, like some people will say, oh, you need to walk, and you do need to walk. But that, in my opinion, is not very critical. You can build up your walking once you start the Camino because you have total control over how much you walk each day. Either way, your body is going to have to get adjusted to it physically. I do think it's so important to try on your day pack. Like, don't just think you can just buy a day pack and say, oh, this is going to be my backpack that I'm going to carry every day. No, I bought 3 different brands, all around the same liters. I think mine was a 36 liter or something. I got 3 different backpacks, and I loaded them with the amount of weight that they recommend, which is 10% of your body weight. So I would load them, and I would just use weights. I didn't actually put all my gear in there because I didn't want to do that and then take it out. I got some dumbbells and I put them in there, and I walked with those. And when I got back from, say, a 5-mile walk with that, I would take notes about what I felt, and I would take those notes immediately. I didn't wait. I would say how it felt on my shoulders, my neck, my lower back, if it rubbed my arms or not. But you have to practice with that backpack. Just don't think, oh, I got a backpack, it fits me, it works. No, it's not that simple. Same thing with socks. I bought multiple types of socks before I went. I bought the wool socks. I bought the more of the double layer socks, which are the ones that I ended up going with because I had used those before. Those work best for me. They're the anti-blister socks. But I did try the wool socks because a lot of people swear by wool socks. For me, they just didn't work. They were too hot. They were too itchy. But these right socks that I used, that I talked about in my video on how I didn't get a blister in the 500 miles, those socks worked beautifully for me. But I was open to trying because this was such an important walk that I knew I needed to figure that out. So I tried out different options, but the winner by far was still the anti-blister right socks. I also bought multiple pairs of hiking shoes. And I did end up going with the Salomon, but I tried those, and I tried probably, I don't know, like 5 other pair. I would just walk around with them in my house. But I had to practice. So once I decided on which shoe I wanted to go with, I put those on, I put the socks on, and I put the backpack on. And I put the shorts, like I tried different types. Like, did I want to wear long pants? Did I want to wear a loose shorts, or did I want to wear a form-fitting short? So when I tell you everything, I tried different bras. I put on different style bras to see which one would, I'd be okay with walking around with all day. Like that's a lot. When you're walking 6 to 8 hours a day, that is a lot. So everything matters, and everything will rub or not rub. So if it touches your body, figure out which bra you want to take. The other thing I was surprised about, because initially I was thinking I would just wear a tank top. No, tank tops aren't a good thing for the Camino, because um, if you're wearing a backpack, chances are you're going to rub something if you have on a tank top. So I would strongly recommend that you use a short sleeve shirt. You'll get the tan line, but eventually after a few months, it'll go away. But it's much more important that you don't get blisters or rub certain parts of your skin when you're doing the Camino. So test your bras out, see which one works for you, and will allow you to get sweaty and not irritate your skin when you're walking. Test your shirts out. Like, you don't want your shirt to be too big because then it'll move around, which can cause some other issues. Test your shorts out. Now, for me, the shorts that worked best were shorts that were, like the legging type that had the two pockets in the side. I ended up only taking one pair of those, and I regret that because the other two pairs of pants that I ended up having, because I had bought some things there, I ended up not actually using those because I like those shorts with the pockets in it. And I didn't, it wasn't, the shorts weren't rubbing my skin or anything. So that's what worked for me. But you have to figure out what works for you. I even practiced in underwear. Like, I had to make sure the panties I was carrying were not going to rub, were not going to irritate me. I practiced with my socks, my shoes, every single thing that touches your body. I even had to figure out if I wanted to wear glasses or contacts, because I had bought some sunglasses that I wanted to wear, and I practiced with those, and they felt pretty lightweight. But then when I put my hat on with it, then my hat kind of hit the sunglasses, which kind of irritated my nose. So when I tell you there are all these little details when you have to put on your full gear to see if that works and walk 5 to 7, 8 miles in it. And then you can decide. So if it touches your body, if it's something you're going to wear, you have to practice in it. You have to walk with that weight, and you have to walk a distance to see. I ultimately decided to wear a pair of eyeglasses because, when you think through the entire process, you think about, oh, well, when you shower at night and you wash your face and you want to take your contacts out, well, then you're going to need a pair of readers if you wake up in the middle of the night or if you wake up in the morning before you put your contacts on. So I didn't want to carry contacts and readers. I didn't want to carry contacts and sunglasses because I wear disposable contacts. So I would have to carry lots of pairs, because it's a long time. So I ultimately ended up wearing a pair of glasses that I have that were somewhat lightweight, but they had the transition. So they could be sunglasses when I needed them and just be regular glasses when I didn't. And that worked great for me. I did not have any issues. I did carry a few pair of contacts with me just because on rainy days, I wanted to not have my glasses have the water hit them. This may be a surprise to you, but you also have to practice with your watering system. I couldn't decide if I wanted to have a camelback, which you put inside your backpack. And so every time you take it off or you need to fill it up, for one, you don't know when it's getting low. So that could be a problematic, especially on the Meseta, because it got pretty hot out there and there was no shade. So I practiced my watering system, and I chose to go with the 2 individual bottles where you had the straws come out of each of them. And so one bottle I put electrolytes in, and the other one I just put regular water in. So I had both available to me throughout the day. And I could see when my water bottles were low. So when I stopped at a watering location, I would just know exactly what I needed to top off. So that's the one that I went with, but you have to practice and see which one works for you. But I was really, really happy with that. And I was glad that I didn't have to go through the trouble of taking my backpack off every time and pulling out that bladder to fill it up with the camelback and then trying to wiggle its way back into the backpack. So Those are the reasons that I chose the 2 bottle watering system. So something to think about. Now, this may be a shock to you as well. Practice your earplugs. I am allergic to latex. I was going to take some, I think they were silicone ones, until my friend told me about these ones that are made of like some kind of wax that you actually mold. And oh my goodness, they were such a lifesaver, because when I tell you, in some of those dormitories, there is a symphony of snoring. Like, you got this person over here and then this person over there, and oh, it was a lot. But when I had my earplugs in, those things worked like a charm. So I highly recommend you consider these particular ones. But they're made of wax and you do mold them. Now, they do, after a few days, like maybe 5 to 7 days, you want to like throw them out and use a new pair, because they can get kind of funky after a while. But they work really well and I highly recommend them. So those are all the things that I think you should try out. You should try out your earplugs. You should try out your watering system. You should try out your socks, your shoes, your underwear, your shorts, or pants, your tops, your bras, your hat, your sunglasses, your eyeglasses, everything that touches your body. And also, if it's raining in your area before you go, you should really think about trying out whether you want a raincoat or a rain poncho, because I took a raincoat. Like, I took, well, it's a jacket, but I took the North Face rain jacket, which it worked like a charm as far as keeping you dry. Like, I did research on that, but I don't know that I will take it on my next Camino, because I found that when on our first day, we were taking our raincoats on and off, because it would rain really hard and then it would stop. It would rain really hard and then it would stop. Because it wasn't that cold, it would literally like stick to my skin and I would get really hot. So I wanted to get out of it. And I think it would have been easier to take off a poncho and you wouldn't have gotten as hot if you had a poncho on. So for that reason, I think the poncho might actually win, because there's like a little debate. Do you take a raincoat or do you take a poncho? And even though I took the raincoat, I think next time I would take the poncho. So it might be something you want to try. I did not practice in that before I left, but I wish I had. And I do think I would choose the poncho. So that is my message to you, is to say practice, 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 because that will make or break your Camino. So thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in hearing more about how I didn't get any blisters, or the things I am so glad that I took with me, or what my favorite cities were to visit, and where are the landmark cities that you want to make sure you hit up on the Camino, then please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I post those. So that's it for now. Until next time, buen camino.